Everybody, how is everybody doing? Hope you guys are who looks like the upload is suffering a little again. I'm gonna start recording and see what happens. Um, if it's really unwatchable live, then I'll keep the recording as short as possible and upload it as quickly as possible, and then you can watch it on the All right, cool. So everybody, hello. My crypto friends and family, my brothers and sisters in arms. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing right. So today, just more continuation of what we've been speaking of in the past videos. A few more, a few things to talk about because there has been some well, and yeah, we're gonna look at all this intro. Sit back, relax. So welcome back, welcome everybody. Hope you guys are doing right. Before I continue, might I remind you, please to remember to hit the like button. It's a big effort, but it means just so much to me because YouTube doesn't really pay me, a small content creator, and at least having those few likes pop up make my thank you. So, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Yesterday was somewhere right over here. Um, we have had a little bit of the downside. No major area actually did get broken coming down. So that's what I was saying yesterday. Um, we could see the price come down, but as long as it doesn't make a lower low over here, it's still considered a higher low. Okay, and as long as this doesn't happen and the upside breaks first, then we do have a more strong signal for a continuation to the upside. All right, so let's look at this move over here. We do have the price that moved up, made twice a stop every time on a higher level, and on the RSI we can see that basically this is the same thing that happens. So very nice and strong move, very constructive as well, because look at this high and this high. Those are these highs here on the price action, and they do agree, they are higher highs. So we have a strong building formation right here. Now, this doesn't mean, like I said, this doesn't mean that the bull run continues, and this is very early stage. At the very least, this is locally starting to look like a bottom, where at the very least, again, we might be expecting a little push to the upside, and then on the way up, we are going to have to reanalyze, reevaluate the entire situation. Beautiful. So what are we looking for now and today? Well, now in the most immediate of it all, I am expecting some resistance to start kicking in, and at the very least, price starting to retest some lows before making a high. Would be looking very, very healthy because, well, let's go a little bit deeper in detail because it's like splitting hairs. It's really, really, really narrow. This local low over here, this is the first line of defense, and as you can see on the RSI, we already entered the zone of building or printing a lower low. So at the very first area, I would be expecting this to be my area of support, my first area of support, but I'm not expecting it to hold just because, yeah, it's sitting on a very narrow area of volume, And if it breaks, it's immediately going to go down to the next level, being down over here at. Now, for this one, I would like to measure out first on the RSI calculator what the range could be for a potential divergence. Then we're going to print this, and this will be our first area of support that really cannot break. Because if this one breaks, it's a major one. And then immediately the next line here at 33,500 will be tested. And if this one doesn't hold, then the trend to the downside is going to continue. Okay, so it's really a make or break situation. They don't come any closer than that in life. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. So on the low end, on the RSI, we are reading 33.6, and this would give us a price range of 34,400. So 34,400. Basically, it's just printing a lower low and we're done. That's how close it is. Okay. What color should we give this? Let's go with orange. This one, let's make this one. Go. Now the high one over here, this one, I'm going to remove it because we don't need it anymore. We already printed a series of higher lows. So right now, basically, it is safe to come down, and the chance that we are continuing with a higher low and continuing to look for a higher high is very high because the RSI is completely agreeing, the price action is agreeing with the relative strength. So things are looking good so far, and if this thing comes down, I would suggest, I would be expecting this to be your opportunity to enter into a long position, because even though we are not sure whether the uptrend is going to continue, here it's looking very possible that the price is going to continue moving to higher areas and eventually going to be tested on these nodes, like I said in the past, at 50,000 and 55,000. Those are the two big ones that I would be looking for. And on a different note, if you're looking about your stop losses and your risk management, it's also very easy to risk manage because right here, the 33,500, this is a no break zone. If this thing gets broken, then potentially we are looking at some serious more price drops. So this should be your risk management area. And imagine if by any chance you manage to enter at 35,500 and 33,500 is your stop loss, then you're sitting good. You're sitting pretty nice because your loss is significantly smaller. Your potential loss is significantly smaller than your potential gains. So this is your risk reward again, turning a lot more towards your favor. So this for Bitcoin, I'm not going to dwell too much on that. I think I've already spent enough time on Bitcoin. Let's look at the dominance chart. Dominance chart was looking like it wanted to recover. Right now, it's still, let's say for it, let's say it's still looking constructive as long as it doesn't break 42.7. As soon as it breaks the green line over here, then I think we're going down to the 41 area, and then we're gonna have to see again. Yeah, then Yeah, it's not looking good. It's these are those turnaround moments. I don't know if you remember when we were hitting the 65,000, the 60,000, I had that same tonality in my voice, and this is exactly why. Because I know how tricky these areas are, and you really have to follow those up, especially those ones, level by level. Once we set a trend, basically if you bought in an uptrend at a low enough area, didn't have to get the bottom, and you're just holding on to your long, basically you're good, you're doing good as well. But it's those turnaround, those pivot areas, those are, very tricky. Hey, Saint Elmo, how are you doing? It's been a long time. Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, I've been noticing that right now a lot of people are not trading a lot because, yeah, I'm really having a low viewer count. But that's okay. That's okay. At the very least, I'm doing this for fun because doing my analyses online while filming them keeps me very grounded. It makes me much more aware of how thorough I am on my analysis. If I'm just doing it by myself, sometimes I'm a little bit more less cautious, less careful. So yeah, the altcoin market right now is actually looking really, really good. All altcoins in the watch list are in the green. Just Kyber Network, 0%. Oh, EOS BTC, 0.12% in the red. And Compound. And Doge BTC. All the rest, very nicely in the green. Cool. Yes, Saint Elmo, that's true. Social contact keeps us sane, especially during these lockdown periods and stuff. I had fun during the lockdown, especially because of streams that I was doing. So yeah, pretty soon we're gonna be working full time again. So I'm gonna try to shoehorn the streams into my daily activities, my daily routines, because I really enjoyed this. I don't want to stop this. So let's finish. Let's look at the dollar. Let's see what the dollar is doing. And the dollar again is making a little bit of a dip to the downside, but as long, I would say, and dare I say, as long as we don't make a lower low, at as long as the Dixie doesn't break 89.56, I think this is still looking really good. But of course, nothing gets confirmed until we have the series of the repeating series of higher highs and lows starting to come in. But yeah, this is looking actually very, very promising. A little bit like Bitcoin. This is strange, right now I am actually comparing the dollar strength to Bitcoin, where during the entire pandemic there was this inverse correlation that we were talking about, and then you see all of a sudden it flips. So it's not a rule like, oh, Bitcoin is inverse correlated to the dollar and everything else. It's not really like this, but it's a nice observation, because once you start seeing an equilibrium or a trend to form, this could be your indicator that the status quo is being maintained, and that whatever is happening is still within the equilibrium of the ecosystem, and that basically the trend is going to hold. And as soon as some of these things start going out of balance or out of sync, then something big is going to happen. So there are so many indicators and pieces of information, clues to the puzzle that you can find in these charts if you take your time, of course, to look for it. So yeah, the E-mini futures, it's not looking good, but it's not looking bad, because we have a massive massive potential bullish divergence in the making, as long as, of course, again, the orange line over here, 41.81, does not break. And before anything, the 42.19 breaks first. As soon as we have this higher high being confirmed, then yeah, it's going to start looking much better. Cool, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, guys, we are more focused on Bitcoin. So remember that price could dip a little bit down, but as long as it doesn't break for 34,000, let's call it $34,000, I think it's still very nice and very productive. On the other hand, as long as we stay above 33,500, all hope is not lost yet. Okay, so orange line, red line here. And then, of course, the breakout traders, they want to keep their eyes on the 40,000 range, because once we break this area, then at the very least, I'm hoping to see 50,000, maybe even a peak up to 54 or 50,000. So I hope this makes everybody happy. Now let's hope it also comes true. I'm going to spread my magic, my voodoo magic, my voodoo TA magic over these charts. This is the Bitcoin chart. Yes, very nice. Well, on that note, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Saint Elmo, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow or anytime soon, because we all start to get our schedules back on track, right? And yeah, same chart, same channel. Have a very pleasant rest of the day or whatever, and I will see you. Bye bye, guys.